Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a place of just immense mystery and, honestly, extreme contrasts. We're talking about Turkmenistan. It's often imagined as just this vast, empty desert, but the reality is staggering.
It really is. I mean, we're talking about ancient empires sitting right side by side with these highly planned, almost futuristic modern cities.
Like, look at this. This isn't CGI, it's not a movie set. This is the Darvaza gas crater just burning right in the middle of the Karakum Desert. People literally call it the door to hell. And it's just been roaring nonstop, glowing in the pitch black night for decades now. No way, right? Right. But then you step away from that chaotic fire and bam, you are hit with this. This is the pristine, ultra-modern skyline of the capital city, Ashgabat. Broad avenues, perfectly planned out, and the whole shebang is just entirely dominated by gleaming white marble. It is a wild shift. And the contrasts even extend to the wildlife. This majestic creature is the Akhal-Teke. It's the national horse of Turkmenistan, and its coat actually has this metallic shine that looks like pure spun gold. They are absolutely legendary for their speed, their endurance, and obviously that unbelievable shine. Absolutely crucial to point out too, anchoring all of this, the modern marvels, the fiery craters, the golden horses, is ancient Merv. We're looking at the sprawling ruins of what was once a massive, legendary Silk Road metropolis. It's this literal collision of ancient history and modern marble. So, let's move into our first section, Fire in the Black Sand. To really understand Turkmenistan, we have to look at its geography, which is completely dominated by the Karakum Desert. That name actually translates to black sand. It's this sweeping expanse of dunes and scrublands, and it acts as the foundation of the whole country. It shapes the climate, the culture, and even the paths of those ancient caravan routes. Now, what's really interesting about this is how that landscape has been scarred. It's actually been described as a fiery wound in the desert. Going back to the Darvaza gas crater, it has been burning out there for decades, turning into just one of the most surreal, captivating sights in all of Central Asia. Yeah, the juxtaposition is just surreal. You have this intense, hyper-localized heat shimmer radiating off the crater at night, and it's immediately surrounded by these silent, seemingly infinite, and incredibly harsh dry plains of the Karakum. That brings us to Section 2, Giants of the Silk Road. Because, this desert actually hides some deeply layered history. If we go way back to the Parthian era, we get the Nissa fortress, which basically held the balance of power between Rome and Persia. Then, jump to medieval Khwarezm and you have Kunya-Urgench's towering minaret, and of course, the legendary massive walls of ancient Merv. And we have to emphasize, Merv wasn't just some quick rest stop along the way. It was a giant desert oasis. Spanning thousands of years of ancient empires and complex trade networks, it once stood among the largest, most important cities in the entire Islamic world. It was a real game changer. All right, shifting gears a bit for Section 3, the White Marble City. This part is a bit of a geographical shock. So you have this massive desert country, right? But it actually has a western coast on the Caspian Sea, complete with bustling maritime shipping routes at Turkmenbashi. And that contrasts so sharply with the landlocked, highly manicured, gleaming avenues of Ashgabat inland. Oh, Ashgabat is wild. Its skyline is completely defined by grandiose white marble and just immaculate, precise city planning. It honestly feels like a mirage made of marble, just rising straight out of the desert sands. Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Pride, Patterns, and Poetry. So, the crucial point is that the culture really rests on three main pillars. First, the Akhal-Teke horses, which symbolize pure national endurance and pride. Second, Turkmen carpets, representing tribe and memory. And third, Makdam Guli Pirgi, the revered national poet whose words fundamentally shaped the Turkmen language and identity. Take the carpets, for example. These deep, red, geometric ghoul patterns are painstakingly woven by hand. They represent tribal identities so deeply, and they're so vital to the national memory, that a carpet motif literally sits right there on the national flag of Turkmenistan. How cool is that? It's incredible. But it brings us to a really vital question as we start to wrap this up. How does so much history, these intricate patterns, the profound poetry, the massive Silk Road legacy, how does it all survive in such an extreme, punishing environment? Well, I think it survives because the culture is just as intense as the landscape itself. Think of that fiery crater burning out there like a living myth. Or the blistering speed and metallic gold of the Akhal-Teke, elevated to literal national icons. In the sprawling, ancient ruins of Merv, whispering these grand tales of when they ruled the massive Silk Road. Right down to every meticulous, hand-tied knot in a deep red carpet, carrying the unbroken memory of the tribes. It all culminates in the blinding white marble of modern Ashgabat. Turkmenistan is a country where the mystery is absolutely real.
It for sure is, and so is its incredible history. So it really leaves us wondering, what other untamed histories are hiding in the places we think of as empty? Thanks for exploring the door to hell and beyond in this explainer. Keep questioning, and we'll see you next time.